Hey people, Rusty here. So, we went through all of the March of the Machine story and the aftermath. With a lot of legendary creatures to make decks with, but screw that, Wizards just need to announce more cards from another set, and this time we have Lord of the Rings. Don't you love unending spoiler season, people? Don't you? Anyway, they only shown us some of the legendary cards from the set, but also explained the most intriguing mechanic of the set, the one about the ring tempting you. It works like aura, equipment, emblem. It's a mix of all the three. Let me pull up the card, Call of the Ring for example. Call of the Ring is a 1 and a black for an enchantment that reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. And whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. So, when the ring tempts you, 2 things happen. First, you must choose one of the creatures you control to become your ring bearer. This means that you can keep the status of ring bearer to the previous creature you chose, or you can choose a new one to become the ring bearer. Second, the ring emblem gains its next ability on the emblem. And what happens to the emblem if it already got all the abilities it can get and you get tempted? Nothing. You just get the opportunity to choose a new ring bearer. By the way, the ring emblem, its first ability reads, your ring bearer is a legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. The second ability reads, whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. The third ability reads, whenever your ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices it at the end of combat. And the fourth and final ability is, whenever your ring bearer deals combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 3 life. Some questions that may rise from this mechanic. Yes, you can get tempted even if you don't control any creature. All that happens is you get the next ability of the emblem. Each player has their own ring emblem that they get when they are tempted. As of now, there is no way that a player can lose their ring emblem. Most likely following rules with other types of permanents, if a ring bearer leaves the battlefield, it probably loses its status as a ring bearer. With all of that out of the way, my opinion is this feels really pushed for Commander. I mean, it's just quote-unquote indestructible, untargetable equipment aura for your commander. Look me into the eyes and tell me any Voltron player would not like to turn their commander into the ring bearer. But that's enough of that mechanic. We have legendary creatures to go through. We're gonna go by color order and alphabetical order. So our first legendary creature is Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Frodo is a 1 white mana for a 1 and a 2 legendary creature halfling citizen that reads, pay 2 hybrid ores of mana. If Frodo is a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2-3 and lifelink. And his second ability reads, pay 3 black mana, and if Frodo is a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue with, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. So yeah, another neat callback to Figure of Destiny. By the way, before I go any further, we are gonna have multiple versions of the same character as legendaries in this set. It's already been confirmed. As of now, this Frodo is kinda interesting. He's a early threat as a 1 mana 1-2 that you can later dump mana into to turn it into a more powerful threat. I mean, you can focus the rest of the deck on cards that can return him easily from your graveyard to your hand since he's so cheap to cast. Besides that, maybe you can focus on the lifelink. Besides just being a Figure of Destiny in your command zone, he also has a huge target on his back since he just reads target player loses the game. So I guess he's just gonna get focused a lot. So I don't know, this is up to you to decide. Next up we have Samwise the Stouthearted. Sam is a 1 generic and a white for a 2-1 legendary creature halfling peasant with flash, and when Sam enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand and then the ring tempts you. It's really nice how Sam, at least this version of Sam, has flash. That means that you can get something back that got taken away by a removal at sorcery speed. It's even better that you can target any permanent. Like, think about cracking a Myriad Landscape and casting your Blinking Sam afterwards. You can even make him your ring bearer once the ring has enough abilities and you get a pretty decent commander out of it? Maybe? Who knows? Next up, we have Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire is a 3 and a blue for a 2/4 legendary creature avatar wizard with flash. You may cast sorcery spells as though they have flash, and whenever the ring tempts you, if you chose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, draw a card. So yeah, pretty basic control commander, kinda like a Vidalcan Ori on your command zone. Maybe casting Windfall at instant speed might be worth it. The whole bit about the ring bearer and getting tempted by the ring as the last ability there, I would personally ignore it and not focus it at all when building my deck. Besides that, yeah, pretty basic control commander. Might see some play. Next up we have Gollum, Patient Plotter. Gollum is a 1 generic and a black for a 3/1 legendary creature halfling horror that reads, when Gollum Patient Plotter leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. And then you can pay a black, sacrifice a creature, and return Gollum from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this only as a sorcery. One of the first cards that you're gonna want to put in this deck is gonna be Desecrated Tomb, since it's going to give you bad tokens to bring Gollum back every time you do bring him back from your graveyard. Besides that, I guess you can just build some sort of aristocrat strategy where you sacrifice your creatures with Gollum's effect whenever he's in the graveyard, and then once you have all the effects of the ring, you just make him your ring bearer and whack people with him. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's not that powerful, so who knows. So next up is Lobelia Sackville-Baggins. Lobelia is a 2 generic and a black for a 2/3 legendary creature halfling citizen with flash and menace, and when Lobelia enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Then create X treasure tokens, where X is the exiled card's power. So, weird take on Dockside Extortionist. Please tell me I'm not the only one feeling like that. It's kinda weird, she's just stealing people's belongings as soon as they die. I don't really know if this deck would be interesting to play. That could be just removal and then other cards so you can return Lobelia from your graveyard to your hand so you can cast her again and get more treasures. I don't know, it feels more like a 99 card than a commander to me, but who knows, maybe it will work. Next up is Sauron the Necromancer. This version of Sauron is a 3 generic and 2 black for a 4/4 legendary creature avatar horror with menace, and whenever Sauron the Necromancer attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Then you create a tap and attacking token that's a copy of that card, except is a 3/3 black Wraith with menace. And at the beginning of your next end step, exile that token unless Sauron is your ring bearer. This Sauron is a pretty good commander. I personally don't think you need to be focusing about the ring bearer part. That to me is irrelevant, because with this deck I would be focusing about filling my graveyard with utility creatures that have good ETBs and LTBs, and then just bringing them back every turn. All in all, I think this is a pretty cool commander. Pretty cool. Not really sure why they bothered to tack the ring bearer part to this one. Next up we have Aragorn and Arwen wed. Aragorn and Arwen, the couple, is a 4 generic, a green and a white for a 3/6 legendary creature human elf noble with vigilance, and whenever the couple enters the battlefield or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, and you gain 1 life for each other creature you control. So I feel like this is gonna be a token commander, but I don't know if this is gonna be a super efficient token commander. People always also been saying that, oh, this is a +1/+1 counter commander, and yeah, you can kind of do that, but I don't know, man. Both of those areas in these colors already have a lot of other options, so it's kinda difficult to recommend these guys as your commander. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is gonna be a very strong token deck, maybe. Next up, we have Bilbo, Retired Burglar. Bilbo is a 1 generic, a blue and a red for a 1/3 legendary creature halfling rogue, and when Bilbo enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and when Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. This feels really pushed for an uncommon commander. It's like you can just focus on casting blink spells. Maybe I feel like 1 or 2 blink spells already get you all the abilities of the ring, and then you just turn Bilbo your ring bearer and go to town with it. He ramps you, he's not gonna be able to be blocked. If he does get blocked, he's gonna just destroy the creature at the end of combat. Yeah, it's kinda pushed. I feel like this is one of those that it is going to become a commander. Maybe you're gonna be seeing a lot of Bilbo. So we have Frodo Baggins. This is our second version of Frodo. He's a 1 green and a 1 white for a 1/3 legendary creature halfling scout. Kinda weird that he starts as a scout here, but his rare version is a citizen. So whenever Frodo Baggins or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you, and as long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. So yeah, green and white legendary tribal is something that we saw with Captain Sisay, and yeah, sure, you can do this in this deck, but I don't know, man, this Frodo just feels like a in the 99 card to me. I mean, you're not really getting much for playing him as the commander and then playing legendary tribal. Maybe you can turn one of those legendaries into the ring bearer, but I don't know, I feel like if you want to do that, there's better options. Next up, we have Gandalf the Grey. This is our second Gandalf, and he's 3 generic, a blue and a red for a 3/4 legendary creature avatar wizard with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen. First one is you may tap or untap target permanent. Second one is Gandalf the Grey deals 3 damage to each opponent. Third is copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. And third is put Gandalf on top of its owner's library. Okay, this grey version of Gandalf being a Spellslinger commander is not something I was expecting, but I think it's kind of nice. You can just use an instant spell to save him from a sorcery speed board wipe. You can also just fill the deck with some blink spells so you can reset him. Maybe 2 or 3 really big spells so that you can copy them when you cast them. In case you have no idea, just take a look at Rutha Mercurial Artist deck lists to get an idea of what you should be doing. Next up we have Sauron the Lidless Eye. This second version of Sauron is a 3 generic, a black and a red for a 4/4 legendary creature avatar horror with when Sauron enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature and opponent controls until end of turn, untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. Then, you can pay a 1 generic, a black and a red for creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn, each opponent loses 2 life. So, if you see this in the command zone, chances are the person using it probably wants to make infinite mana and then win the game. I mean, you can kind of make some gold deck in Rakdos, but yeah, if this is in the command zone, chances are it's a combo deck that wanna wins on the spot. And our last legendary, it's Ton Bombadil. Ton Bombadil is 1 mana of each color for a 4/4 legendary creature, God Bard. And the text box here is very long, but this is just Saga Tribal. There's no 2 ways about it. The entire commander does not work if you don't play sagas. So that's what we have from the set so far. In about 2 days, depending on when this video comes out, we're gonna get more spoilers from the set. We already got leaks from the other legendaries that are gonna come out, at least their creature types, and we're probably gonna have Shadowfax and Sheilog, I believe it's the name of the spider. Also, I've noticed a weird amount of flash among the legendaries so far. I don't know if that's a draft archetype or something, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we even get a Treebeard, Tree Folk Tribal Commander with the set, I don't know. Anyway, this is it for the video. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you also think that Lobelia is gonna be a hidden chase card from this set, or you have any other opinions on these cards, please leave a comment down below. My name is Rusty, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next video. Bye bye!